44 in excess. So how many hours do we need? It's gonna be, can you do this operation? 3,224 minus 344.
It's from like
2,000
880.
880.
8.
And right on the money. So that's it. Now, what happens here? What is the normal time production?
6,000.
It is gonna be 6,000. Here, we have enough capacity. We do not need overtime. Do you see that?
12,000.
12,000. Here, we need overtime, and we already scheduled the overtime to meet the demand. And here, 9,000. Do we have idle time?
Yes.
Lots of it. This is not a good strategy, but is the level strategy. And is the cost all right?
No.
So the normal salary is times T4, find the overtime salary,
0.
and what is it? Oh, the problem is that HT is not right. Okay, I'm going to write a formula here because I think we are going to use it, we are going to need it to optimize. Okay, here goes the formula. The formula is going to be, ready? Are you typing?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be the max of this WT, comma, max of that minus this. So that is the number of hires, right? But it can be negative. So if it is negative, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the max. It's gonna select 0, right? Is that right? 20? Okay. And zeros. Let me change these numbers just to verify the formulas. I'm gonna say here that this is 24, 35, and 50. No, 15. Is it working? The formula is working.
Yes.
Okay, now the formula for this is gonna be, again, the max of 0 and the same values, but in reverse order. Gonna be this minus this. Did you get it? Okay, so close parentheses, and that's it. And copy this, and let us check if the formula is working. Is it working? Did the formula work? Do we have the right values, 20, 11, 7, 20?
No.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Which one is wrong? It's working. And the cost is this? Oh, but we had the 31, right? So 31, because we wanted a level strategy. And so this is the cost for the level strategy. Which one is better? The previous one, the chase one, is a lot better. Why? We know why. We are paying a lot of salaries for idle time. But remember, we are not computing the idle time because when we pay this salary, we are paying for productive time and idle time. Okay, questions?
Can I see again the formula?
What formula?
For the
What
higher,
cell, Carlos?
the higher layoff.
Can you tell me the cell number?
Cell H3 no es
H?
J4
Okay.
más 0 a J.
Any questions?
Yeah, I do. How do we compute G6?
coma,
G,
y 3,4.
I'm gonna repeat the process.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have this capacity in normal time. We can work up to equal to 0.2 times this, overtime hours. Is that right? Javier? But that is 3,224. And the total production exceeds the demand, it makes no sense. So, we have to decrease the number of working hours, overtime hours. By how much? The difference between this and 19,000. Okay?
Thank you.
So what was the number again?
2,880.
Let me put the operation here. It was going to be
19,144 minus 9,000.
it's gonna be, I guess, this minus this. Yeah.
This minus what?
Right? Just to satisfy the demand exactly. And we know that this 2,880 is less than the 20%, so we are fine. It is a feasible solution. And we get this solution, 885,600, and that's the solution. So we got the same solution. Okay, next, the next solution is this, a mixed strategy. So instead of guessing what to do, like you see under the tables, we are going to optimize to see if we get this solution or a better solution. Ready? Okay. So I'm going to use solver. Let me do this. Okay, as it is, let's try to formulate the model in solver. If we can do it, fine. If we cannot do it, go back and add whatever we need. Okay. So, ready? Solver. I think that we are going to have to go back and modify something. Objective function. Total cost. We want to minimize it. What are the variables that we want to change? Decision variables.
Workers,
The number of workers,
laid off and hired workers.
you see, those are tied to the number of workers. We have formulas to tie them.
Okay.
The overtime,
Okay.
we need to do this. And that's it. Those are the decision variables, and I'm gonna close this. You got it?
No.
Okay. I highlighted the number of workers, comma, overtime. Are you done? I am not in a hurry, I can wait.
And what is the objective?
It's this, the total cost, and we want to minimize it. Do you want me to go back, start all over again?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm gonna quit this, I'm gonna say I want to discard everything, I'm gonna restart, ready?
Yes.
Okay, so, objective function, this one. I want to minimize it. Then we need to say, what are the decision variables? And we already decided that it's gonna be the workers, comma, the overtime. Okay, now, do you remember that we have no formulas in overtime? There are no formulas, but in HT and LT, we have formulas. The formulas are going to are gonna say like HT is equal to something as a function of the number of workers. The number of workers is the variable, we don't need to say that the H's are gonna be variables, because they are tied to the number of workers already. Okay, so that is done. Now, the constraints. What constraints do we have? First, we need to satisfy the demand. So, the total production, this, has to be greater than or equal to what? The demand, right? Because there can be no back orders. Done. Okay, what else do we need? I'm gonna add this. Do we need another constraint, another set of constraints?
That the overtime is equal to 20% of the capacity.
Okay, the overtime has to be less than or equal to what? 0.2?
0.2
Okay,
times,
0.2 times the regular time capacity. That's what the problem says, right? Regular time capacity, not the actual production, the capacity, this. Okay? What else do we need?
The capacity.
Let me add this. Problems. I cannot do this. Okay, so I'm gonna quit, cancel, and I'm gonna close this, and I'm going to add here, because you saw the problem, I'm going to add this. Insert. This is gonna be the overtime limit. The same thing we wrote, right? It's going to be 0.2 times the capacity, right? That's what we did. Okay? Like that. Now I'm gonna go back to the solver and try to, this constraint is what? The demand, this is fine. So the overtime constraint is gonna be, the overtime has to be less than or equal to what? The overtime limit, which is the same constraint we wrote, right? But in this case, nothing happens, so it's fine. What else do we need?
We need also a production time limit.
Yes, this production over here, this has to be less than or equal to what?
The capacity.
The capacity, good. The capacity, yeah. Oh, I messed things up. So it's gonna be this, has to be less than or equal to the capacity. Okay,
Check.
is that it? We will have to write the non-negativity constraints, like WTs and OTs have to be greater than or equal to 0. But I'm going to ignore those for the moment. If we need those, we come back and write those. So I'm gonna run it. So I'm gonna say, this is it, to see what happens. I need to change this, as usual, to 0.0001, and that is it. Do you have any questions before proceeding?
La demanda y otros representantes.
I mean, the solution is this, remember, we want the production plan. How many workers, that is important, this is not important.
Okay.
It's not too important, but we need to check it. The solution, guys, the solution for the problem is this. We need 12, 24, 31, 18 workers, and we need this many overtime hours. That is the solution. Now, what is the difference? What do you get over here?
It's less,
Less, how much?
577,400.
That's a lot. Something
But
is
I
wrong.
think it's wrong because I have formulas in the overtime.
Yeah, that should be no problem.
So
Why
we
do you
always
have
go
formulas?
to,
Why do you have formulas for the overtime?
because I computed. But we always have to compute the overtime. Like,
I am not gonna say always, but in this case, overtime is a variable, a decision variable. Okay, so, did you get the same solution? I did. Okay, so, did you get it? Why not? What do you get?
Bigger values of worker. I guess I also have like, so, you don't even work for you. I didn't do it,
So what do you want me to do? It seems that we have problems with this.
and I also
I
have,
think it's very straightforward, but it's not.
I have, also one negative value in HD. I don't know what.
Me neither. Do you want to project your solution? And I bet that altogether we'll find the problems. Can you project? Do you have BTA?
That's the minus 13.
Where is it? Here, so, click here. That cannot be negative because all this, a zero is missing there.
Yes, you need to put zero.
Common cero después de.
Also.
No, yo no sé.
Después de los dos números.
So probably from the beginning, yes,
No,
because you're gonna copy the formula, right?
Yes. Like that?
Yep, I think so. Okay, do you have the numbers, the optimal solution numbers?
Read solver?
Here, yes, the one that I got.
Yeah.
And they're the
12,
same.
this is it?
Yes.
And the overtime, so everything is fine. So can you check the numbers if they are right?
The total cost is now the.
So it's right, so that was the only problem.
Here I have it right, but I didn't know it was the same formula. Well, not the same.
So maybe something like this happens with you? It's the
Ah,
right
yeah.
solution, but the wrong.
I have a formula in the overtime.
Yeah, I cannot have that. It's
Yeah,
available.
and then I change it and it's
and we said 9.
Yeah. So are you going to break?
Yes.
So, good. What happened to you? Didn't work?
No, it didn't work.
Carlos?
No,
You
it
trying?
was didn't work.
You
Yeah.
did. You're done. So I guess we need to go.